knocking stuff around. We're gonna go. Let's do it. I'm excited.
We did it.
We did it. We made it.
We
Did it.
somehow.
New background.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, so last time on Fight or Dice, we were hunting down the raider caravan that you kind of
Sure.
stumbled into. You
Whoops.
We decided to
Came-
go off the path and talk to a dragon for a minute.
you came upon the realization that not everybody in this caravan is a cultist. However, upon realizing that as well, rangers from the south came and collected Gorik to take him to escort Amber safely to Fizzleboro. That's why someone's missing. And so you guys have decided to camouflage yourselves into the caravan and right along with Gorik had spoken with someone earlier about being hired on as mercenaries to protect, which they of course agreed. They did not discuss the sum with him, but just said sure.
Yep.
All sounds right to me.
Um,
First things first, as soon as I've come to the realization that we're sort of stuck in this caravan situation, Rin's going to go into the cart and swap out of his sort of bardic clothes and instead into just like traditional traveler's garb. I'm
Something
assuming
a
it's
little less flary.
a little less conspicuous. Yeah, so the mask is no longer on, his hood is no longer up. Basically, he just wants to do his best to be a drow that's on top of this cart right now.
And you get out of the cart and walk beside the shining paladin.
Right. Unfortunate, but at least
Paladins are
my-
equal.
I'm steering the cart we took with
He's also wearing
two
cloak.
dudes in the crate wearing cloak.
Oh, that's right. He does have
That's
the cloak
right.
on.
He's
So
got
he's covering
Ramsey's
up the
cloak.
shiny. That's right.
I thought
That's right.
we all just had cloaks, didn't we?
Oh, I think
think
yeah,
so,
you
yeah.
did.
Mm.
Room
Yeah, I
gave
can
you.
throw mine on over my armor too, just in case.
I apologize. Typically, before we go live, I rewatch the last episode, and I did not do that this week.
No worries.
That was okay. We remembered well enough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So Rin will hop back up on top of the cart just to his typical sort of scouting position, but he's much less a beacon of purple and gray now.
And if you guys do nothing else other than get the cart started back up and follow through, no one is going to pay you any mind.
Hmm. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what should we do if someone like docks to us? But
Pretend we know what's going on is how that goes.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So if you carry on, you'll notice that the carts, they go through the night. They goes through in driver shift,
Mhm.
and people swap out. They are running these beasts ragged, and for the first time, they decide to stop. It is early afternoon, more or less. So you guys round a hill up, and you see that the caravan has kind of come to a halt. They're starting to circle and make small camps, multiple circles, because there are a vast amount of carts in this caravan. Everybody roll perception checks.
Ooh.
A
It's
whole
not looking very
6 to start the day with.
I got a 12.
8.
Oh man.
Don't worry, it's, like I said, early afternoon, not hard to see.
Yeah.
So, the caravans come up, and as you crest the hill, you see that they have kind of cordoned themselves off, made tiny circles. You can follow with your carts. The one in front will start a new circle, and you kind of follow the same thing. But you guys have decided to stop just to rest the horses.
Rin is on the cart with Sriracha, right?
He was on top of your cart.
Oh, he is?
I think
Yeah.
so.
We
Uh,
can't very well pull our cart up to
Their
that.
cards, probably. Yeah. I
so
agree.
I think I'm gonna.
Is it a spatial
Okay.
thing, or
I think
No,
it's more about just Austin.
If they're making a ring of like we're stopping as a caravan, and I
Right.
just pull up to the caravan and be like, "What's up?" They're gonna be like, "Who the fuck? Back the fuck up."
Right.
you got
right.
hired to protect the caravan?
Oh, that's right. We did talk to them, and they agreed that we would be fine. We were hired on more or less
Oric
by.
went and talked to one of the.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
forgot
Yep.
about that. Yeah, so we fit in. They don't mind.
Yes. You're not conspicuous in any manner right now, at least not in this portion of the journey.
Mhm.
But as you guys pull up over and start, there is a fog on the moor that it kind of creeps at the end there, and almost as if there was some sort of invisible wall. It like licks the sides and like stops right there. And if you look past, it just goes into this giant white billow. But the caravan has set itself aside away from the fog. But the horses are tired. They've been driving them for days. And they do understand as fast as they need to get there, if the horses die, it's going to add a lot more days to their journey.
Yeah. Do we know anything about the fog? This wall?
You would know rumors about this area and the fog that's in the area.
And I
Okay.
would know what we talked about.
Yes.
Okay. How many men like perceived cultists are there probably total at this?
With the way that everyone is dressed, it's hard to tell drivers and guards apart. You do kind of know. Roll an insight check. Let's see how well you notice.
13?
Okay, so you notice that there is this social line. Even though they're all dressed in similar plain clothing, there's almost this social standard, and you'll notice a more nervous group has separated themselves away from ones that are guarding the cart and staying on their cart and on their crates.
Nervous group being we don't want to be around those guys because they're
Yes.
creepy.
Makes
Yes.
sense. Yeah.
Do
Okay.
any of them look? Nah, it's not gonna matter.
You said it's just
Uh,
mid-afternoon at this point. We can see pretty well.
Yep.
The lay of the land around us. It's something of a valley, right?
So
And-
as you crested up over a hill more into an open moor,
Oh,
it's
okay.
kind of soft, swampy, but
Right.
not like puddle level.
Just right,
It's
like
a more
sort of
softer soil. There's definitely water not far underneath.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think I really want. Is there anyone that looks like they might be religious, or is there anything I can pick out that would make anyone stand out? Really?
Not so much. The people that you notice the social group, the people who are more unnerved and standing aside, they're very common dress. Poor man working for what seems like really good money. So they've kind of dressed down a little bit. And you'll notice that some of their clothes even kind of match, like maybe they were given clothes to travel in,
Okay.
so they wouldn't be heavily identifiable.
Am I okay to consider this a short rest and spend a few hit die?
Yes.
Okay.
Through the you guys traveled through the night, so if you were to like get inside the cart and sleep, you could have a long rest.
Oh, sure. I'll
What if
take
you
that.
were driving a cart? No,
Oh,
that doesn't count.
I'll take that instead.
Being that you got rid of Gavin, no.
That's
Sorry.
fine. I just needed to consult notes from previous week and make sure I was at the right hit points.
So this is potentially a golden opportunity.
For
I'll around our probably little campfire that we've set up.
Yes.
I will lean in and look over at Sriracha and Rin, and so we are severely outmatched.
I'll
it seems
say.
that way.
And I don't see any way for us to try to muscle these guys out. But if my past experience was real and the rumors are true, we may be able to use that fog to our advantage.
What do you mean? What does the fog do?
Well, let's just say on the other side of that fog are some things that don't take too kindly to invaders.
Upon hearing that, do I have any sort of understanding of where exactly we are? I mean,
With-
not just like terrain wise, but like would that sort of tip me off to anything?
Upon seeing the Misty Mound being this close to Waterdeep, you probably know exactly where you are with what you've learned from Kester.
Yeah, Rin, upon having understood that, if it was a short time ago or whatever the case may be, Rin is incredibly unsettled to be in this space. And he's sort of like, I'm losing a word here, but he's sort of intrinsically searching for information. He's trying to remember like a rhyme or something that gave him more information about where we are, basically why these rumors are set. He's just like sort of lost and just like spaced out for most of this while he's just trying to figure this out.
Okay. So how do you suppose we use this mist?
Not entirely sure. But if we can somehow lure these cultists into the mist and not go in ourselves, then there
Would
may be a
you-
way for us to have them get lost.
Would you want to talk to whoever's leading this caravan and see if they want to take a shortcut?
Okay, is there a map that's maybe on one of the... I guess I can bust out a map because we've been traveling, right?
Yes.
Does that area cut through? Is it some kind of is there a shortcut?
So the road continues northwest, and back through the fog is northeast. And
Oh, so-
not towards your destination.
So no.
You do see around the camps and caravans, they start handing out rations and water skins, and people even come up to you and hand them out. They don't really say much. They just kind of hand you like bread loaves wrapped in like water skins, and they start the fire up. One of the guys calls out that they're camping here for the night and they're setting up watches.
Is the sun starting to go down at this point?
It's been a couple hours. It's not just yet about to go down, but you'll be getting there shortly. You see most of before the watch and all that, they're tending to the horses quite a bit. You can hear what you have perceived as the ones not hired to be here. More complaining about the fact that they have to deal with horses right now. They need to be on their way. But one of them reminds them, again, if the horses die, it's going to be a lot longer carrying this all. So.
Mhm. Okay.
Over the course of those couple hours, Rin's been like tearing through all this stuff, trying to find a specific sort of callback, something he wrote down a while ago as a essentially warning to himself, and he finally remembers that it's actually a page in his own journal that he wrote it in, and he was really silent, probably didn't say anything for the whole of those 2 hours. But then out of nowhere, he just exclaims, "I've got it! Is-
What?
This must be Dragon Spear." Okay, so there's it's historical. There's a place people have tried to conquer this land time and time again, but the spirits are restless. They won't let it happen. Kester taught me this nursery rhyme, whatever it is. It's avoid the grounds of Dragon Spear. Don't lower guard your right to fear. Do not dismiss the looming mist. The cost severe when air unclear. Restless bodies lie below, their souls to creep behind the glow. Use their tricks to your advantage. Shadows are their only passage.
Right. The lights.
It's like a curse. I don't really know how it works here. I don't think it's something that we can really control, but if we there's not many people that don't know about this. I don't know if the cultists are naive like that. This is kind of a landmark, but I just couldn't remember what.
Skylar, roll a wisdom check to see if you remember something else that Kester taught you.
Glad. Not good. Just wisdom is a 7.
It was something about shadows.
Something about shadows.
How close do you reckon we can get to this without it being?
Don't touch it.
You
Yeah,
can
don't touch
see there is almost some kind of magical barrier that the fog hits, and
Okay.
there's a definite line.
I want to, under cover of night, I want to get closer to it within 60 feet and use divine sense just to confirm that it's like unhollow or hollow ground. But I can look at later.
Rin, are you holding your bow right now?
Which one?
Your gross one.
I'm not holding the gross one, no.
So are you guys just kind of sitting? Are you listening? Are you stalking around talking to people? What are you guys doing?
I think if I sort of had a moment where I remembered something about shadows, I'm probably spending some time trying to dig through and see if I wrote something else down or if there's any other information that I left for myself.
I'm going to be making sure that nobody's like poking around the cart that I stole.
So here's my plan. The only people that I really care about not getting hurt are the drivers.
Yeah.
Insight check
Right.
real quick, Ramsey. Just to see if you put 2 and 2 together.
12.
So these people don't know that the pay is fake, and therefore it might be hard to get them to work with you.
I know. Oh, yes. So here was my thing. Okay, so all of the drivers are mostly in one camp at this point.
Well, they're split up between the 3 or 4 camps. Like there's kind of like a half circle on the edge, because they're all staying with their cart, but you do see within those little circles they've kind of gone off by themselves. They're all sitting on one side of the fire by themselves. They're kind of staying towards like maybe one of the carts. They're keeping their distance from the other men.
Okay, so I have 2 plans possibly. And to get this done, but both of which don't really put us in a great position. It's a come back for it later kind of plan.
Yeah. I don't think we should be trying to dispatch them right this second.
No, I'm thinking they dispatch themselves. So, 1, if we can get these drivers together to one camp, I could potentially attempt to poison them, not death-wise, but food poisoning-wise.
Yes.
And
While,
then,
while we're having this conversation, I'm gonna start building a fire myself.
yeah,
Just
I almost guarantee that in one of these carts, if we can be sneaky, or possibly even in our cart, did we load all of our treasure away?
Into our super cart,
Yeah.
yes.
Gorg took the eggs out, so there was room.
If there's potentially in one of these carts a horn of greenest or something, or some kind of horn to make a sound, I mean, you could even spell it up and prestidigitation that, right? No, you can't make sound.
oh yeah, you can.
Can
Harmless
you?
sound you can make, but I don't
Harmless
think it carries very far.
It wouldn't.
I mean, I've got a drum. It's not exactly a horn or anything significant, but I can make noise. I mean, I can get attention
Well-
over here if that's what we need.
Here's what I see. If the drivers can't function, the cultists will not wait for them,
Sure, they don't care about them. That makes sense.
right? And if we give the illusion that the only way for them to leave is going to be through the mist, then they might just do that. And then whatever is in there takes care of the problem for us. But we later will have to come back for it. But at least it isn't in the hands of Tiamat.
This is a pretty
Yeah.
big flock to shepherd. I don't really have any farming experience. I don't know how to corral people like that.
We block the roads with a bit of illusion and sleight of hand. We don't have to be an army. We just have to act like an army and make it appear. And it worked. Sort of worked. Started or could have worked at Greenest. I guess we never got to execute that plan.
We sure tried. Guess we never needed to, but
But that's the only way that I can think. Again,
So-
we're not going to be able to get this stuff for now, but we may be able to come back for it later.
Okay, so what do you propose we do right now?
Oh, go make some friends. Get all the drivers in one place. As many
Yeah.
as we can.
I should probably change before we do that.
Distribute the food. We want to make sure it's just with the drivers.
I'm going to sit at the fire with my back to it, if I may.
Night is beginning to fall. I'm gonna say it took a while to concoct the plan. And what are you using to
Yeah, that's a good
foul
question.
the food?
Oh, to
Oh.
poison it.
Do any of us
Um,
have anything?
How much food do we even have?
Yeah, I've got 10 Eye of Newt that are quite petrified and terrible. I would assume that I could dump those into some kind of stew. I probably don't want to be eating those. I've got some stuff from my I've got some flint from my tinderbox and things like that.
Just pepper it a little bit with some.
You want to pepper it a little bit, or let's see.
I mean,
What
don't.
else would we have?
Well, no, I don't think we could because they're all being paid. We probably couldn't. I was thinking maybe we could just convince them, but that probably isn't going to work. As much as these guards or these drivers probably don't like the cultists, I don't think they're willing to pass up on a paycheck for the sake of the greater good.
Probably not.
Quickly, what is everyone's passive perception?
18,
11.
because I'm an asshole.
11.
Okay.
Oh wait,
So-
13. Sorry.
Rin, you can, where you are sitting with your back to the fire, looking very inconspicuous too because you're not facing anyone or listening to them, maybe.
Mhm.
You can overhear a couple of the men that you have identified as not being paid here speak about a castle near Char where they're going after Waterdeep.
Castle Neartar, you said?
Naerytar. And that the half dragon is waiting for them.
Oh shit. Okay. I will discreetly share that with the party. Actually, I'm not even going to make it so that I say anything. I'm just going to cast sending to Ramsey really quick and let him know that I overheard a conversation. I basically want it to look like I'm just spacing out into the shadows that are being cast by this fire.
I'm not going to respond with how we're right next to each other.
Mm-hmm. And
I
you can
won't
actually, with your sending, you could even just like telepathically essentially respond.
Oh, but I can speak in your mind without it, and I'm
You
not
can.
going to waste it.
Oh,
So
okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna hold it, and I'm gonna speak telepathically with my own ability.
Beautifully.
So if I need it later, I can send it back from really far away.
Just
So
in
you
case.
have
I can only
24
within 30
hours
feet.
on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sick. We should set this up more often.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be cool, actually.
So you'll let me know. I'll be like, thanks. Got it. Okay. So if we can start going around, Rin, you probably have the best. No, actually, we've all got fairly good performance.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, you should actually be talking to people probably as well.
Yeah, sure, I could do that. I'm good at talking, I think.
Are you going to talk on people or eavesdrop more?
I would like to be eavesdropping more than communicating if I can, but if the plan alludes to my voice or my charisma being used, then that's not a problem.
We're all going to be. I think it's probably going to be a 3-man effort.
Yeah.
What I'm going to
Of us.
say is,
We're going to start a little rager.
I'm going to have you roll a perception check to see if you hear any more than about Castle Neartar.
It's going to be very difficult to get food only to the drivers and not seem suspicious.
I was really close to a high number. That's only a 13.
Okay. So you do hear, you do eventually hear that the half dragon that we're talking, or the dragon lady they were talking about, her name is Resmir.
Resmir, right?
You've heard that from Leosin before. That was the lady that took him captive and ran the party against Greenest.
Mm-hmm. I still have that written down.
Do my elf eyes see anything strange about the shadows that this fire is casting?
It's just getting to be nightfall, so not yet. But
Okay.
with nightfall setting, everybody roll perception checks. If that's okay, does anybody want to do anything before night sets?
18. No, I don't know how we're gonna do this plan without dying. Actually, I'm very nervous.
So they're going to go off into the. So this is the idea, is that we give them all the food.
Mm-hmm.
They get poisoned. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, we spring on them that the troops of Greenest have found out, or there's a force, and so they're coming from both directions on the road.
Okay, that's what that's the part that I was confused.
So we're not fighting anybody. They're not going to want to fight anybody either.
I like this plan and all, but if the rumors about this place are true, they're going to be way too distracted to listen to anything that we do.
If I can get close enough.
Are you trying to sink them Eye of Newt rations?
I'm attempting to poison a bunch of rations, and what I'm basically going to do is we're gonna make I think this is probably a better plan. Make a pot of stew, poison some rations, bring out a little bit of the flask of alcohol, and every once in a while, when people are getting hungry, we'll just slip them a biscuit, slip them a thing that's poisoned.
Well, you do know that every caravan every circle had its own rations that they were handing out. They just came and handed you some too, and everybody has been fed at this point.
I don't think we can. Unfortunately, I don't think we can really take action right now.
I think we should really just focus on not dying here in about 2 hours when all this shit starts to explode. If this place is really as scary as they say it is, then everybody here is in danger.
I will sit down.
What do you mean?
Stop.
Why are we in danger?
This is cursed ground. There's like armies of undead. There's terrifying things that come out of that castle. we shouldn't even be here. I mean, we can't leave. We can't leave. They're just going to kill us. The caravan's not going to let us leave. But this is not a safe space for us to be in.
Well,
Ramsey,
So-
wisdom check real
I don't
quick,
know, dude.
just for a common sense thing that I could spill.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
you
a
can
straight
see-
wisdom.
Yeah.
Rin is beginning to lose rationality about this situation the longer that
7.
he festers on it.
It's not great, but people get hungry eventually. It might be later, but you can
Yeah.
get your stuff prepped and ready for
Right.
later.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to start maybe doing a larger bonfire or something in the center.
Okay.
Maybe
I'll help
bringing
him set
people
up
in.
like
That's
a-
what I want to do. I want to like socialize.
I think
Wanna
Rin is
bring it-
down for that.
Yeah.
Bigger
Oh,
fire.
We
Hey,
could. Okay.
bigger fire brings the
Okay.
fucking things away.
I'm gonna change, so I'm not in my fucking armor anymore. That's done. Now we get all the drivers because me and you were driving.
Mhm.
We can get all the other drivers over real quick and just be, hey, we're the drivers. We're
Send
getting
the
paid
drivers.
afterwards.
We're doing driver stuff. We're the
Driver.
driver guys.
What you hauling? You hauling
Okay.
logs? I'm hauling bacon. And just like, you know.
I'm gonna say then you two roll charisma checks and we'll see how many you gather.
I'm gonna cast dancing lights and send one of them with each of them so that they have a light source with them while they travel.
That
around.
might. Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna use a
that-
torch. I'm gonna use a torch.
Yeah, torch for sure. No dancing lights. We don't want to
Okay.
look. We don't want to be like suspicious.
Fair enough. So long as you have light next to you and you're casting a shadow,
So-
Rin couldn't care less.
Ramsey, roll a
Okay.
perception check because yours was the only one I was missing, and this is
Oh.
beautifully thematic.
Well,
My,
is it just a straight charisma? Is it persuasion or is it anything?
I guess persuasion.
Oh, okay. 24.
Okay. Okay, not
My boy.
great. 13. And
Okay.
then my perception check is going to be fuck you, die.
Didn't know that was a number.
12.
Okay. That is
Using
enough.
this other one.
So, Rin, you cast dancing lights and then you're whooshed away. No.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sorry.
But Ramsey
You're good,
and
you're good, you're good.
Sriracha, you both notice that there are other dancing lights in the field.
Nope.
And that a large
Nope.
amount I'm going to say 3/5 of the caravan has become enticed with these lights and are
Oh,
either
shit.
slowly going forward to investigate them or are kind of tranced out and watching them. And they start popping up all over the place.
Maybe this will just do our work for
Would
us.
I would know not to go next near them.
Can I
Insight?
start casting counter charm? My like little bard thing. The
Yes, you
worst
can.
ability in the game.
worst of
I'm just gonna start playing a drum. It says, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet that can hear you gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. And it's only for it says until the end of my next turn, but ideally I'd like to just distract them for as long as possible.
We're going to call it 12 seconds.
That's
How
fine.
about this? How about this? Rin, you start that little bonfire
Mhm.
and you play it right at the bonfire. And the only people that are friendly are us two.
Yeah.
That's great.
Or anyone that you make friends with, like the drivers.
Yeah, we can get the drivers over.
You better work quick if this thing is already going.
Well, let's go.
Everybody
let's
make
do it.
a wisdom save with advantage.
Oh, you also have a +3? Just
A
saying.
plus-
Advantage
well.
and +3.
+3.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we get +3.
Yep.
Why? Because of you?
Because of me.
So
Are you considering the drivers friendly?
22. I would.
Yeah.
If
hang
they're
on.
near you?
they also have to consider you friendly though.
I
That's
need
the only
to
only
see
problem.
if it's limited.
If you are also drivers, then you're kind of in the clique.
Yeah. I am a driver technically, so
Sick. I got 25.
a friendly creature within 10 feet of you.
So at
So-
least around
10
your
feet.
caravan.
Yeah.
I got to
Dude,
20.
we got to get them into here.
Yes.
Poison. Maybe we don't poison them. They're still
Yeah,
going
they're-
I
bad.
don't know
They're
that
just good dudes. They're just
Oh.
friendly.
we can still make it just in case.
All of the drivers that are around you
Yeah,
seem
we'll make
to
it.
snap out of it. And instead of being enticed by these lights, now look more terrified.
Good.
I,
because that's yeah.
I need just getting
But
all of them to
not
just
like a magical terrified, more like a common sense terrified.
More like a oh god, that's actually scary and logical to be scared of.
Guys.
Yeah.
Look at the fire. Look at the fire.
Right. Right.
say anything about it.
So I take some jasmine out of my pouch and scatter it over the bonfire, and I'm just gonna keep playing the drum to try to keep their attention away from the lights.
Perception checks again. And Ramsey and Sriracha, with your
let's go.
performance checks, you had gathered quite a bit of the drivers.
7.
20.
Your section.
20 on my perception check. That's right.
Dirty or
24.
nat?
Yeah. What?
Dirty or nat?
Oh, dirty.
24.
Got it.
And what did you get, Sriracha?
Oh, no,
7.
just 20.
7.
Just 20.
Skylar got
24
24.
for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
for you, 24.
Rin got
Okay.
24.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Rin,
Rin.
2 of the drivers have extra shadows.
Oh boy, that's the thing I was
Ramsey,
worried about.
You notice in that firelight there are multiple shadows cast from 2 of the drivers, but it doesn't seem to be like 2 light sources casting 2 shadows.
Yeah. Okay. This. Okay. Can I make a either? Can I make it some kind of check to figure out if there is a creature of some kind attack? 'Cause I know what it is. Can I figure out what it is?
To see if Ramsey knows. Yeah.
Can I make a check to see if Ramsey knows what the fuck these are?
Right.
Just
Pretty
roll
sure
me a
Rin knows.
d20 and get what you tell me what you get.
Nope. That's a 3.
Okay. So it doesn't matter what mod you put on that. Not really, I don't think.
Unless you have like an
But you
insanely
would
high
know
percent.
that it was threatening and unnatural in some manner.
Yeah. I would like to. Oh god, I don't want to cause a panic.
It's kind of like that common
Uh,
sense thing when somebody starts up a chainsaw near you and they're not
You're like,
coming at
"Oh,
you, but you
yeah."
that's not
Yeah, it
good.
just kind of startles you a little
Make
bit.
this. Can you prestidigitation this fire bigger,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can expand flames.
please?
I can also just make the light brighter. I don't even necessarily have to expand it. So I'll actually do that instead, just to cast like a larger area of light, if I may.
That's fucking sick.
So as you do that, you see one of their shadows twist with the light and the other ones stay exactly where they were.
We need to figure out how to let them know without causing a panic, like right now.
Sending? No.
Because that wouldn't
Because-
alert
because
what's on
they're
the
gonna
floor,
panic.
but
Yeah.
they're gonna panic.
Yeah, and I don't know how to do that
Fuck.
without.
Um.
I've got it. I'm gonna cast calm emotions on them. Are they near enough to each
No.
other? Are they within 20 feet of each other?
They're within your caravan and within they're kind of huddled in a group.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna cast calm emotions
Because-
over the group.
Not only were they drivers, so they were all huddled together, but then they all became aware of these lights and the no-no, like just that foreboding edge,
Yeah.
and so huddled tighter together.
I'd like to focus the spell on the 2 of them if I may, but I don't know if you actually. It's just each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere, but
Roll
I can cast.
initiative for me real quick.
No. Sure.
Just real quick.
Just real quick.
Everybody.
10.
Total with your mods?
10.
Okay.
Is it just him?
Anyone who will be acting. I just
I
needed to know
mean,
the course of
I wish to be
events
part of
before
initiative
calm
so that I'm
emotion
not
went
left out.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
16.
initiative 13. I don't know what we're about to do, but I don't want to not be
Okay.
acting.
Do
Ramsey,
I?
what are you doing right now?
Oh, so I don't get my calm emotions off first?
I was trying to see the course of events that would inspire before you got calm emotions off.
Got you.
Ramsey, what are you doing?
Hold action.
So, from the moor,
Ready action defense. I don't fucking know.
you hear a couple men screaming and quickly become silenced.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should roll for them too. Okay. Sriracha?
I want to position myself within 5 feet of one of the guys that has a shadow. and hold action.
Okay.
I will insert action, move into a similar position near someone else that has a shadow.
There's only 2, so you're one of the one.
Yeah.
And Rin.
So calm emotions does drop. Anybody who would like to resist has to beat a DC 16 charisma saving throw.
I don't think they would like to resist, but I don't think they're aware.
Yeah, I don't think they know what it is
So,
really, so they'll
But
probably just
neither of
save.
them make it.
Okay.
So
So what it does, it just essentially makes anybody who suffers the effect simply indifferent to everything. Click cast on that really quick. You can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. When the spell ends, the suppressed effect resumes, provided that the duration. Alternatively, you make a target. Okay, yeah. So they're just essentially not going to panic if I let them know. So if I may, with my action, I'm going to alert the 2 men that there is something essentially hanging on to them at the moment with that extra shadow.
calm emotions works on anything within those few feet.
Anything and everything, yeah.
And
yeah.
that's what it
any
just makes you indifferent. Right?
any humanoid. If it is not a humanoid, then it is not affected by it.
Okay. That would have been really fun, but never mind.
It would have been if the shadows were. Yeah.
It's like, hey,
wish.
bro.
I wish. No,
Hey,
unfortunately,
Michelle.
they are not affected. The only ones who are anybody who fails the check, who is humanoid.
So you see the driver start to panic at the screams and then kind of calm down. They do nothing right now because they are not aware of what's going on.
What would happen?
They kind of look around, and one of them, who does not have a shadow, but he kind of goes, "What was that all about?" But he doesn't seem to be running to investigate.
That's a good idea. You should.
Not do that. He
Yeah.
is not prepared.
That guy should move. Everybody should move closer to the fire. Right?
I just feel like this like
Warm
slow.
around
Like,
the
don't worry about it,
fire.
and I just like stab the ground. It's like,
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. So
I don't want to initiate combat really,
No.
as I don't want to let these things get the first hit.
I took my
Make-
armor off. I don't want to do anything.
Make investigation checks, anyone who's paying attention to the shadows and the drivers that are connected.
Oh, that was almost terrible. Okay. Oh, it might still be kind of bad. 13?
10.
Mine doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Well, you guys do notice that the drivers are getting paler.
The 2 that have shadows?
Oh, they're
Okay.
getting life drained.
Um,
Okay, nothing we can't do.
I'm going to dispel calm emotions because it's clear that if they are or aren't aware either way, they're going to die at this point. So they might as well at least have a say in it.
So I rolled to see how they reacted, and I got 2 natural ones.
Probably
So
not feeling good.
immediate panic sets in, and they
Sure.
start screaming in pain and torment, as if something is affecting their mind and body.
So Friday night. Okay.
Yep.
Oh God.
All right, I was holding action. Okay. Are this is really weird. Can I use Bane? It's up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see. Can I see what's affecting them? Like, is it the shadow?
You can assume that it's the shadow.
Okay. They must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target fails the saving throw, and if a target fails the saving, why do they word it like that? If the target fails the saving throw and makes an attack roll before the spell ends, its duration 1 minute concentration. They have to roll a d4 and subtract that number from the attack roll.
Okay, so it's vicious mockery, but every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and up to 3 creatures, so just the 2 shadows is what I'm
Okay.
going to do it on.
You see the 2 drivers start to panic and pull at their clothes almost, trying to get something off of them as if they feel some non-corporeal force. Like when you get into a spider web and you're not sure you got it all off. Of course, the other drivers around them are in a panic, trying to figure out what's wrong with them.
I'm ready to fight.
That's
if it
gonna go
would
back
help
up to Ramsey.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, I will. Target the shadow and hex it. And now with my newfound knowledge, pull out my Eldritchy Blast
Mm-hmm.
and my hand crossbow.
Which hand crossbow?
The repeater.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to take a shot and I don't have that written down on here. Anyways, I'm gonna actually sorry, with my bonus action, I'm going to hex the shadow if I can.
All right. What are you affecting?
I'm going to target its wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Hopefully this fucking works this time. So it has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. And then I'm going to attempt to make a couple attacks at it.
Okay.
First with my Eldritch Blast. And that's a nat 20.
Owie.
Hey, nice.
So 10, D6.
I'm just imagining like a point blank Iron Man blast in the dark. Just
Yeah.
Fucking okay, 2, 5. Wait. 14
damage.
14 damage. And then I'm going to make an attack with my offhand
Okay.
with my my little bow.
Crossbowy.
Yeah, crossbow. That was my dex. Plus prof. Is that 50? 18 to hit?
And it's gonna hit.
Cool. And then I will trigger menacing attack.
Okay.
Spending a superiority die. And from what I remember, hand crossbows are D6.
I believe so.
Yes. Hand crossbows. D6.
So it's my offhand, so it's only doing my weapon damage, not my stat. So 6 plus my superiority die, which is a D8. So 10, plus he has to make a wisdom saving throw DC 14
He-
Disadvantage. Because he's
at disadvantage.
You
And
would
if he
have if
fails-
you hadn't killed him.
Rip.
Well then, did I? Oh shit! I guess it still used it, so because I did plus
Because
the bonus damage.
the bonus damage is what did him in. So don't worry, you didn't technically waste it.
Yay, like
So-
20 damage.
Ramsey, kabam, kabam,
20
and
Into
the
the ground.
shadow almost shatters on the ground.
Mhm.
Just black fragments go and then disappear.
Get out
Damn.
of here!
it's fucking weird.
You're fucking weird. You hear me?
Sriracha.
Get my hex back.
I'm dual wielding the hammer and my Morning Star,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna smack the shadow.
Okay.
Morning Star, natural 20,
Oh,
Owie.
my
and
God.
Fuck yeah, Twin
hammer was
It's your
plus
mace,
1.
right?
Yeah, the mace. Sorry, let me just write down mace so I don't do this anymore, even though I do it every time. Was 14. I don't add proficiency, right? No.
Not on your offhand.
Okay. Then it's just flat 14.
14 damage total.
No, 14 to hit.
To hit.
Oh, you
Then
can
yes,
you
that
can still
hits.
you can add your proficiency to hit, just not to damage.
Yeah, to damage.
Just not, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you add proficiency to damage?
Not to damage. Add it
No.
to
No, but like, do you
In
regularly
general-
Oh,
add?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't
Oh,
add
no.
your ability modifier to damage.
Wait.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't add your
Yes.
ability modifier, but you
I
can.
was like,
add-
what?
My
I've been
fault.
doing
My
damage
fault.
wrong for a
No.
year.
No, I know. My
No,
fault.
just because
No,
it's
we-
offhand.
Sorry, I
was-
confused.
My phrasing was poor.
D6, right?
Yes.
The mace. Okay. For fuck me, that's 1 on that. Okay.
Roll a d4.
A 1.
So another streak of white light comes off your mace as you hit it.
Okay. Morning star damage was 9 plus 6, 4. 9 plus 4,
13.
13. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Rin.
Another streak of light, you said?
Oh yeah, when you hit it with the mace, there was a little streak of light when you connected to it.
Okay.
I'm just going to take my attack action 2 shots with my longbow at the ground, essentially where the shadow is.
Pink, pink.
With a 23
That's gonna hit.
to hit and then a 13 to hit.
They're both gonna hit.
Okay. Let's see.
Which longbow are you using?
The normal longbow, not the weird cursed one that I don't want to touch right now.
Okay.
One of them is 8 damage. The other one is 6 damage.
Okay, that shadow shatters.
And with the last of my turn, I'd like to healing word one of the men that was being leeched by that accursed specter.
Okay.
Do the one that's not next to me, because I could just lay on hands him.
So the one next to Ramsey gets 6 health back.
You see Color flush into space again. He looks a little bewildered, a little stunned, a little shaken, but all right.
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna lay on hands the guy next to me and tell him that it's okay.
How many?
Okay.
How much?
Let's go 6.
Okay.
6
Same.
hands.
6 hands. 1 point apiece.
Lots of hands, yeah.
Lay on mouth.
It's
What?
6. What?
Man.
Sorry. It
Oh,
was-
Sarah ain't here. What?
So, yes, again, his color returns. He looks more himself than he was a few moments ago. All of the men are startled, but any immediate threat is dealt with.
Okay.
And they do seem to gather around you a bit more.
They like us now.
All right.
None of them are speaking right now. They are paying attention to the field.
That's good.
Keep your backs to the fire and watch your shadows. Always be counting them. If there's more than one, something's wrong. There's only one light source.
Almost immediately, in some like form,
There you go.
Sarah rolled for it. And all of it's good.
I'm actually gonna be like walking around them constantly, making sure.
I'm just gonna. Oh my God! Hello, cat. I'm just gonna say, call out to me if something's amiss. Let me know. I will do everything I can to help.
You can hear a couple more drivers, not many, call out. One of them is very far off, but you can hear faintly, especially Rin, you can hear it. Him screaming about, don't look into the light, don't go into the fog. One of them seems to have got his wits about him and is trying to drive them back. Now, it's not a massive amount of the riders that are out there, but
Mhm.
it's a fair share of them.
Yeah. How far out are they?
They're about, I
Give
would
or
say
take.
they've wandered probably about 60 or 70 feet from the caravan. If you look out there, the mist has broken over the border that was there during the day. And every now and again, it will snake out. One of the lights will be dancing around one of the riders. And as it is, the mist will snake out and almost consume him. Because it will spiral up and then go flat and he will be gone.
These are the cultists it's eating.
Yes.
Okay.
Shorthand, yes.
But there are no drivers out there. We've got them all
Not
with us,
currently.
right?
You did a very well job. Your checks were
Great.
well enough to collect a lot of them. and even the ones that did not come to you did not become enticed by the lights.
I don't care much for the people who are dying, but I am going to keep an eye on the fog to make sure it doesn't get any closer.
Can prestidigitation change how things look?
Thaumaturgy can. Prestidigitation can't.
Okay, never mind then.
Unless you want me to like add features to something, I can do that.
I wanted you to make a shield look plain, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's more a gig for like minor illusion or thaumaturgy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna still dual wield. I just want to protect the guys around our camp.
Right.
Yeah, protect the drivers. Do we still want to do the plan, Ramsey?
I don't think we need to if those guys are getting consumed.
But not all of them are gonna go. That was the thing.
Sure, but if their forces are dwindling, we might have an opportunity.
How far away are the surrounding? Because we're kind of, I see it as we're in the middle right now.
So there's like when you pulled up, like one was set up, you guys set up, and then like a half circle set up. So you're, I guess, kind of in the middle. Think diamond shaped, and you guys are on the bottom point.
And is that point the nearest to the castle?
No,
Oh, okay.
the top point and the right point would be.
Okay.
What was the castle called again? Neartar?
Well, this castle is Dragonspear. It's, it's the ruins of
Okay.
Dragonspear Castle. Yeah.
Okay, that's another confusing thing for me. Okay,
I'm sorry. Two
No,
castles.
You're fine.
Okay, so how good is my visibility of these cultists that are getting consumed?
So there's carts in between you and them, and they're about 60 to 70 feet out in the field in the dark. The only time you really see one is when a light pops up near one.
How many drivers do we have?
A lot.
Too many to cram into our cart.
Too many to cram into your cart.
We probably have a
Cram
small
into
a
carts?
small army with us, probably.
And it's probably in your caravan. There's probably about 40 of them,
Ooh.
and there's more
Jesus.
off. This is a massive caravan.
We're surrounded by other carts, though. They can just take other.
Yeah,
carts.
they could take their own, and we don't really have to
No,
worry about stuffing them.
This
in
is
our-
what I was thinking. Unfortunately, I don't. How many hours do we have until dawn?
Many.
I'm sure this is just the start of our
Yeah,
night.
we need to
basically.
fucking go. I would love to.
There's no better opportunity to leave.
Okay, so we need to get these guys on their respective carts, and maybe
You could probably believe if you recommended to them with this going on to get on and drive the carts that they probably would.
Yeah.
I just don't want the other guys to start getting on with them. If we can pile them on to one cart or a couple carts and get the fuck out.
All of the drivers in total are about 60 people.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to do.
Well, I guess 59 because Gavin left.
You two guard the guys that are here. I'm going to move away slightly out of their visual range. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick off guys that are near a cart, cultists that are over there with my heavy crossbow.
Give me a wisdom check real quick.
Save or just check?
Check. To share information.
Dirty 20.
Not all of the cultists are being affected right now, and if you began to attack them, all of them would probably turn on you.
They can all see me.
We are still
the
part of a
darkness?
pretty massive caravan. Yeah.
I don't.
I think we really don't even need to fight this. We can just get in a cart and turn around.
We're not saving everyone here. We need to get out. get as many as we can, and some of the cultists are gonna make it, but
We've done enough saving,
Why don't we-
honestly, and I think we still have a lot more to do. It's not worth throwing that all away for something that they put themselves into. They shouldn't have stopped here. Anybody who knows this area knows that.
So a bunch of the cultists from the field come running back, and they proceed to scream and yell about getting on the carts and getting out of here.
God
Guess we're going with the caravan.
damn it.
We took too long.
all right, loading up, getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, I definitely have no interest in lingering here any longer. So no matter what form we're leaving it in, I want to get away from this place.
Hey,
They shout and they whistle and they call their drivers back to get on and continue.
I'd rather leave this place with the caravan alive than worry about whatever staying here might do for us.
yeah,
We'll have another opportunity. We'll find something.
I'm going to give. I have 4 torches. I'm gonna give 4 drivers torches and just keep them on you. It's safer.
You see that bunches of them huddle around the torch as they go back to their carts.
Okay.
Rin's
Well,
gonna
then-
jump on a cart or on their cart and just start like shouting over the masses. Just watch your shadows, essentially. Just like giving anybody who's listening the opportunity. If they don't already know what's going on, hopefully they'll understand by that point.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the best way to save lives right now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you're jumping in and following the caravan trail.
Yes. I would be back on the cart that I took from Gavin.
Okay. Ramsey?
Yeah, I'll jump back on my cart, and I guess we're pushing off.
It was too spooky for them.
Mhm.
Guess so.
Unfortunately, there's not much you can do.
Then we take off.
So the caravan travels for a couple more hours till it comes to be about dawn. They decide to round up and sleep through the day instead.
That's
You guys have moved miles off of Dragon Spear though. Actually, let me check the book real quick because I think that would put you. That does. So you travel off, and instead of caravanning up again, you guys come to Daggerford. It is a small town south of Waterdeep, not too far south, but too much of a journey for them to make the trek on tired horses.
Okay. If we wanted to create some sort of stronger poison and perhaps put that in rations and give to the cultists when they wake up.
No, I think that plan is passed. That was
Yeah.
a situation only in
Okay.
that specific situation. No, in my opinion, the best thing for us to do now is get in contact with the guard, and that place back there would have done the work for us. We don't have the manpower to even attempt anything.
Okay.
What we should probably do is jam straight ahead to the closest place with an actual force and get them to head this off.
Daggerford is more of a settlement, but
Yep,
between
I figured.
here and there is nothing. Waterdeep would be the next stop.
how
do
far
we
away
think
is
we can-
Waterdeep?
Waterdeep, even with your cart, it's going to be about 4 days.
Well,
Do we think we can leave this caravan without opposition?
There's nothing in that other cart
except the 2 people.
except the 2 people, but do they matter anymore?
They know our faces.
I can take care of that.
Who have been knocked out, woke up bound and gagged inside the back of the caravan and have been conscious for a while.
And probably haven't eaten anything. We haven't like attended to them whatsoever. So
I
they're
don't plan
like,
on feeding them.
yeah, they're probably just gonna die back there if we keep taking this cart around places.
One of them
Nah,
might be
4
dead
days.
right now.
4 days, they could survive without food and water for 4 days.
Yeah, but it's already been like what, 3?
No, it's been 1, so
Has
they
it?
can go. They can go 5. It's actually
Did
only
they
been
have-
like
We
half a
stripped
day,
them,
right?
right?
Yes.
Did they have markings of Tiamat on their body?
Not on their body.
They might not be cultists. Wait, no, they had daggers. That's right. But those could have been handed to them. Either way, they were assholes. They're cultists.
They seemed
Um,
very with the cause.
So I'm gonna drag these two aside and just be like, "Hey, I can just cast invisibility on both of them. We can leave them gagged, and an hour from now, when we're long gone, they'll show up again. They can answer however they want to, but for that time, no one will know they're there. We don't even have to worry about carrying these bodies. Whoever finds them can figure out what they're doing."
That's
That
true.
could tip off the entire group.
Yeah.
The other option is we somehow get them into our cart, take them with us to Waterdeep, turn them in, alert the guard there. Also, maybe you can contact the mayor of Greenest.
As you
Yeah.
guys are making your plan, the drivers and the riders, they've parked their carts and they seem to separate again.
Mhm.
Most of the drivers seem like they're heading towards the same inn, and the riders seem to like they're heading for the same inn.
But separate ones.
Separate
Like two
inns.
different ends,
Okay.
right?
Some of
Right.
the riders stay with the cart, about half count, and the other ones are heading in town.
Okay. I'm gonna stay with the cart for now.
The other thing is that if they don't have enough manpower to drive the carts, it's going to slow them down. It's 4 days to get there. If we can convince these drivers that they are not getting paid, these guys don't know what they're doing, cut their losses, leave now.
I think
They're
you
not
two should,
guarding you. What?
I think you two should go in to the inn with the drivers and speak with them. I'll watch the carts.
But couldn't that tip everybody off too? What if we don't convince them? And then we're just the two traitors.
I think they would trust us after last night.
They may trust us. We don't have to tell them who we are. We just have to tell them that it turns out we're not getting paid.
It's not a lie.
And that there's no way that you can fight them. The safest thing to do is just walk away. If they're able to, I know we're in a settlement town.
More or less,
Yep.
yeah, it's smaller. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't
What's,
split these guys. 40? Can't split them between the two carts,
59.
can we?
There were 40 with you around your caravan. There were about we said 59 in total because Gavin
There's
left.
59 in total. I don't even know if we're going to be able to
Gavin.
deal with that.
Unfortunately.
I think our best thing is to just let things be as they are. Let
I
these
think
guys
so
keep
too.
driving, get there as quick as we can, and then if we can turn the force around to intercept them from Waterdeep, or at least send message.
Mm-hmm. Rin, could you? Nah, I don't even know what would Governor Nighthe'll be able to help us with right now.
He has influence, but it would take them too much time to get here.
Coordinate. That's it. Are there any major cities on that they're going to be passing through besides Waterdeep?
Nope.
But are they going to Waterdeep or
Yes,
anything?
they are going to
They're-
Waterdeep.
They're going to Waterdeep. So they just show up, and the guard's already ready for them. We have proof. We have, I still have a plate.
Commemorative Greenest plate
Yeah, we
Greenest
have a
plate.
lot of stuff
from
in
the
the back of
Fall
our cart, actually.
Festival 1492. I don't know.
So I say we just head out, I want to, if I can, swap the horses out. Can I sell my horses to somebody and get fresh horses?
There aren't really any horse breeders in this town, though.
We could probably try to swap them out with like, well, now other caravan drivers. They're just going to be tired horses too.
Is there anything
Yeah.
here we could swap them out for that would be able to pull a cart to Waterdeep in 4 days?
I don't think that's really Daggerford's trade.
No.
If you look at
What's-
one of the signposts that direct you around, there's Draval's Brightblade, Farrell's Fine Jewelry and Apparels, and Korab's Jewels and Fine Ornaments.
Cool. This place is trash. All right.
Well,
I say we just get on, move as fast as we can. If we find a stable along the way, we try to swap the horses, and that's our best bet. We just need to move as quickly as possible.
yeah.
So
So-
you guys are
They're not going to stop in the night.
I mean, they'll have to stop at some point.
Yes, but
the
can
caravan
outpace
was
them.
going for 5 days straight before they stopped.
And they only stopped because their horses were exhausted and they didn't want to buy new ones.
That's what I say we do. We try to swap our horses out along the way. Is there anything along the way? Any kind of trade settlements, anything like that?
Nothing.
Okay. Then we just
It's pretty
We
much
just
just
pace.
long trade road.
Yeah.
just pace. Don't need
We-
to push it.
yeah, we make the best pace we can without tiring the horses if everyone's down.
Yeah. Can
Okay.
we discreetly get the crate into our cart or the guys out of the crate and into our cart?
Oh, did we put them in a crate?
They're in a crate or a chest or something in the back
I
of the
don't
cart
even
that I've
remember
been
doing
driving.
that.
That's right.
But-
You dumped the gold and contents into your cart and put them in the box.
Yup.
I mean, it'll be
Um,
tough to see, but I can just cast darkness over both carts, move them over really quick, and then just be like, "Oh fuck, my bad."
I think we need a distraction also.
It's like morning,
Yeah, it's perfect time to cast darkness, right?
and there's some riders that were left with the caravan.
I still
How
think it's
about
the
this?
wisest idea I've ever had.
We park our cart next to their cart. We knock the wheel off again, because people saw that, and we attempt to repair it. While we're repairing it, we need to take some load out of the cart.
I don't think that'll work because if we put it into our cart, then it'll look like we're stealing.
Hmm.
I think if we unhitch the horse from this cart and I put on my cape of greenest and ride past, I could be a distraction. And then they would look at me or follow me maybe, and then you guys can move the people.
Do
I
you know
mean-
the area well? Is there a place that we could meet you that you know about?
I could go up the trail, ditch the horse. They wouldn't be
I-
able to catch me in time.
I guess I have
Uh,
sending. We could just meet up, but I really don't know if that's.
As you
Mhm.
guys have been developing another plan, you see a bunch of the riders come back from town shouting and angry. They were turned away from the Dragonback Inn where they were going to be staying, and that rouses some of the riders to come back with them into town to kind of throw a bigger fit.
I think we're wasting too much time worrying about these guys in the cart. Honestly, at this point, we're weighing the lives of all the people they're going to influence versus the two that we captured. I don't know if it's even worth it. I mean, we're basically leaving them for dead anyway, right? I'm not affirming for murder or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say, but why are we spending all this time when we could just leave?
Cut our losses. They know our faces, but So does that witch.
Well, there
Doesn't
are,
look like
now that
much.
the riders have come back and thrown the fit, there are less riders with the carts. There's still like one per cart out there watching
There's
their
less.
load.
There's less potential eyes on us. Yeah.
We make a sleight of hand check.
It's the only thing we can do is, can we do something, some sort of check?
It would be hard.
The
I-
least that they'll think is that we're a bunch of thieves and we're taking off.
I
And
would
it's
say
one crate.
sleight of hand to do something inconspicuously, or performance, your choice. It is
I will-
before you
can we-
roll. I will say it is not impossible to do, but it's going to be difficult.
I'm
Worst case
going
scenario,
to,
we fucking, they catch us, we hop in the cart and go.
before
Yes.
either of you roll, I'm casting Eagle Splendor on both of you to give you advantage on charisma checks. That way your performance is as good as we could possibly get it to be right now.
Okay. Performance then. Yep.
If
Let's
you're
see, so-
using performance, then I'm counting it as you guys are knocking off the wheel and working on the cart and just moving
That's what I
stuff
was hoping
around for
for.
now.
16.
Sriracha, are you
Oh.
helping him or?
Oh, yeah. I just thought he was
Yeah.
getting advantage or something.
Oh, well,
Um,
Rin gave you both advantage, and you guys were gonna have to do it together.
Okay. Well, I got natural 15 twice, plus 3, plus.
So I did,
Okay. 18.
just for
So-
mechanics sakes, it's enhanced ability at 3rd level, just so you know. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt, but
You guys seem to do it without catching attention.
Okay, cool. Let's take off.
Rip.
After we get it all back on. As far as I'm concerned, we're out. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter at this point. They don't
Right.
need to, they can make up whatever assumption that they want.
You do notice that as you guys go to leave, one of the riders gets on top of his cart.
Okay.
okay. God damn it. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about this. Yeah,
Hey.
we just have to leave.
I don't think a guy getting on his cart really means anything. I think we're fine.
He's
And
watching
they can't
us.
keep up with us. So
Okay.
fuck them.
Yeah, they've been watching us the whole time, though. That's
They all have single horse carts and have the single horse has been pulling the load of their cart for those days. You guys have 4 horses that are
Yeah.
running together and splitting the weight of your cart. It's still been 4 days of
It's
running,
fine.
but not nearly as tiring.
That's not going to stop
Our-
me from being paranoid about it.
Our
Yeah.
horses run. Theirs probably trot. Honestly,
Yeah.
with that giant load, yeah, like we can actually run. Anyways,
all right.
speedily
We're
make our
off.
way to fucking.
I'm just
water.
going to mage hand a
Um,
middle finger to that guy while we're leaving.
Oh god. Okay.
Just because that's what we're committing to at this point. So I'm just going to really go for it.
Is made
Is it
just
so? The riders are actually the cultists because every time you say riders, I'm thinking,
Yes, but
Yeah,
I
the
didn't-
drivers.
I'm tired of using the C word.
oh, but they're cultists. So they are.
Yes. I
So we
know.
know.
having riders and drivers at the same
I'm
thing is
sorry.
kind of confusing.
Sorry. Okay. Well, one of the cultists gets on the top of the cart as you guys leave.
Okay,
Um,
fuck them.
So, are you guys riding straight through?
I guess so.
Hell yeah.
Have anything else to stop me?
I'm tired of wearing these dingy normal traveler's clothes. I'm switching back into my bard stuff.
Okay. 2 of your horses look like they're having a rough time with the ride, but they seem to make it.
We take breaks as necessary.
Okay, I would say the second day you're probably gonna have to take a break. One of the horses looks like it's about to drop.
Yep.
So, are you
We're
guys,
still way ahead of them. So
yeah, you guys camping
I'm
for the
gonna-
night?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop open the crate and give the 2 dudes like a ration and a bit of water.
One of them spits at you.
Fair.
All right, he doesn't get food.
You still didn't.
All right, he
pour
doesn't
some
get food. then.
alcohol on his wound.
I'm going to spend the entire rest just tending to the horses.
I guess make medicine checks
Okay.
4 individually to see how well you heal them.
Okay. First one is a 7. Second one is an 18. Third one is a 7. Fourth one is a 16.
They look. I'm gonna apply the 18 to the one that was about to drop.
Okay.
They all look all right. Not
Okay.
in pristine condition, but they all look all right. Probably should take a long rest to make sure they're all okay. To keep running on.
Yeah, I was thinking about just spending like the whole of a long rest basically
Yeah.
with them. Basically just sat down and getting to know them.
Everybody make perception checks. Ren, I will say with your passive that in the distance you can hear a caravan.
Okay.
But the distance.
I got a 24.
What was that, Ramsey?
15.
Sriracha?
15.
You cut out.
15.
15? Okay. So you guys can hear the caravan coming up too. Rin, you can gauge that it's a couple miles out. This would be at the end of your long rest when you guys are waking up.
Okay.
With your roll and your passive perception and your judge of this terrain, you could say they're about 10 miles behind you.
Okay.
But it travels really well in this open plain with that amount of horses.
Back on, keep going.
Yeah, press on them.
Right. Okay, first night, your horses look fine, like they can keep going. One more, you guys are going to get to Waterdeep, but alright, your horses make it just fine, all the way to Waterdeep. When you get to Waterdeep, there is a line. Looks like they're checking in carts, pulling goods out of carts. It's this big open tower system. There are guards in there. Carts are not allowed in the city. It's too cramped, too tiny. So people are getting off their carts. They are selling to people who are taking stuff north to south. And they have already dropped their cart at the other gate and have come through the city to the south gate to collect the cart and continue with their goods. It's not too long of a line. With your bigger cart, guards do shoo you over to the side so they can inspect goods, see what you're here for, do the usual rundown before they let you in.
We can just leave
Okay.
our cart in the field ward. They're not going to let us take it in the city anyway.
No, but I want to pull it straight up to the guards and like straight up pull the cart out or pull the crate out, show them the bounty hunter paperwork, and state. So am I able to get to a guard?
Yeah, they came over to you and they pulled your cart out of the line to the side
Yeah,
because it was much larger than any of the other carts they've dealt with.
yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my writ of greenest.
We need to
Yeah.
speak to a magister right away.
Hold
And,
on.
There's a
hold on.
caravan marching on the city. We don't have time to hold on.
No one in the guards. Make a persuasion check with advantage
Okay.
for alarming news.
Yeah, there were about 2 guards, at least 2 cultists per truck, and there were 1 driver per truck. That's close to 80 to 100 guys.
A cult of what?
24.
Tiamat. I am a knight of greenest. The 2 men in this crate are cultists, and the contents of this caravan are all stolen goods from greenest from when they raided the city.
You see him like elbow one of the other guards and quietly he's like, "Do you think that has anything to do with the black dragon that showed up 2 days ago?"
God damn it.
The
Magistrate.
black half
Now,
dragon here.
can I make an intimidation check?
No,
Please don't intimidate these guards.
one of the other guards kind of takes off for a moment. The other 2 continue their conversation. but everything they say seems to validate and line up with what you were saying. They do seem alarmed, but everybody make an insight check.
Mhm.
They're cultists
11.
too. 1. I mean, sorry. No, -1. 6. Insight, not -1 +1. 7.
Rin,
18.
18.
11.
Okay, so Rin and Ramsey. Wait, what did you say, Sriracha? You said like 5 different. 7. Okay.
7.
Rin and Ramsey, you can tell they are alarmed. They take you seriously, but you are in a crowd of people.
Yeah.
So they are not reacting viscerally. One of them has taken off in a hearty stride. The other two begin going through the back trunk. They open the crate. They see the men. They heard your story about how you got them. They close the crate back up, but they take it away into one of their near towers. Shortly after, a scribe comes over to you with one of the guards to take notes of everything that you're claiming.
Cool.
Rin just bleh, information for like probably 15 minutes straight about just like stuff that's been
You
happening.
do see the
all of
end
our
of the
basic-
quill
yeah.
of the scribe just shaking as he's
Yeah.
getting everything. It looks like he's taking shorthand word for word so he can reaccount later.
Basically everything since we crested the hill entering Greenest until now is what he's covering.
Yep.
Holy shit. He's going to be
It is
writing for a while.
it is going to be a lot of information. We are probably standing here, I imagine, for at least 40 minutes.
You do see the guards the guard that's escorting him kind of rotates every now and again with a different one. But it's on the same note of not letting alarm spread through the crowd that's behind you.
That's fair.
They're not used to dealing with this situation in itself, but they are used to keeping panic at a minimum. So you do notice that they've kind of expedited getting carts into the city.
Mhm.
If you say something about moving the cart into, don't say it. I know
Not saying it.
into the field ward,
Mhm.
they will help to escort the cart and its contents, which will be taken. They will be seized and returned to Greenest
Rightly so.
after inspection.
Mhm.
I would want no other place for it.
Okay. So the guards take your notes, and he lets you know that the magistrates will have a meeting and want to speak with you in the morning. For now, do not leave the city, and they ask if there's a place that they can collect you from.
I let him know that on the eastern end of the trades ward, about 3 blocks from the southern entrance to the City of the Dead. I haven't come up with a name for the shop yet, but there's a small shop owned by a human sage named Kester that we will
And
likely
you
be.
see the guard elbow the
Guster's
other one, and
Collectibles.
he was like, "Glory hole."
Yeah.
And the only other thing is if we can get our cart, we don't want to take it through the city. We just want it inside. I want it in within the walls.
It
That's-
is.
yeah,
The
they
field
already
ward
handled
is
it.
within the walls.
Okay.
Your cart is quote unquote at this moment evidence.
Mhm.
And
Sure.
so they have claimed it for now. They do understand that you will need it back, but for now they need to investigate and inspect everything that came from Greenest. So you might want to separate out your own items.
Yeah, I mean, we just dumped the contents in there, so it's not hard to like pull them out and separate them.
Right.
Just an FYI, because they will be taking everything into investigation.
That's fine.
Right. I lock the cart.
The key fob.
He paid that extra gold.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, that went out a little bit better than I thought it would.
It's just arcane lock.
Yeah.
The magistrate just walks up and boops the chest, and then we're good.
Well,
That's all
then,
it takes.
are we headed to your home?
Have you guys ever been to Waterdeep before?
I passed through it on my way south from Loudwater,
Once in a while.
I think.
I never remember what happened though.
Yeah. I don't know much about the town, though.
My friends, you were in a lot of luck. I'd be happy to take you on a tour through the city.
Should we visit your home first? You haven't been home in weeks, right?
Oh, surely. But I mean, we're like a mile and a half from it, so I might as well show you through the southern ward first, right?
Right.
Doesn't that make sense? At
Sure.
least while we're walking through.
Yeah.
He is sort of like, I guess there's not really a way of me saying it through RP, but he's sort of like
Dodgy.
tentatively approaching his home right now.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd be happy to. So, something that you'll notice about the way that he navigates is that he is never on the actual street. He like regularly ducks you guys behind alleyways and past small shops, almost like a Chinatown style. Like there's little bars and taverns and stuff that you'll pass by while he's navigating through. He seems to have this place down like the back of his hand. In fact, if you'd like me to, Caitlin, I can roll a survival or nature or
You
whatever.
grew up
But
here.
he knows this place.
You literally
Yeah.
spent 20 years here.
Yeah, and doing nothing but
And
navigating.
that's 20
the alleys.
conscious years because you're like
Right.
26.
Right.
Yeah. I will
Um,
not make you make a check to know your way around Waterdeep.
Appreciate that. So we will most definitely start with the things that seem the most interesting. There is oh man, Skylar doesn't remember where the church to Lathander is. I'm pretty sure it's in the southern. I'm pretty sure it's in the South Ward, but let me check really quick. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to do my own research. That's why I love the RP right
Haven't
now.
haven't
Yeah.
run into the big
So-
guy in a little while. I got some catching up to do.
While we're walking along, he's just going to give you guys basically like a really expedited summary of the city about how if these dragon men or whatever really plan on wandering into the city, they're going to have a lot of opposition to deal with, especially if they're being warned already. There is a long history of Waterdeep being easily the most civilized city in all of the Forgotten Realms, and equally so, they are incredibly structured and organized against threats. So as we've sort of stepped into the walls, he's grown a lot more confident in the fact that we actually did something right in this case.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up where this place is while I'm talking here at the same time. I literally had it up until this session. I didn't think we were going to make it to Waterdeep today.
The Temple of Lathander is in God.
I know.
I
Aha,
have to
got
see.
it. It is in the Castle Ward, so we're going to have to go actually to Open Lord Silver, whatever her name is.
I feel like you were like, oh, my house is only a mile this way, but let me show you over here.
Oh,
20
absolutely.
miles
Because
later.
I'm more worried about him getting his prayers off right now, because I'm definitely trying
Get
to
your
dodge-
prayers off.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh,
Because I am dodging going home right now.
Oh man.
Silverhand, that's her name.
Glad we were on the same page there.
So,
Laurel.
yeah, Laurel Silverhand.
Laurel Silverhand.
So we are ducking through alleyways, and sort of in what he was telling you, we were headed more or less to the east, to the trades ward. Anybody with a general sense of direction is going to know that he's actually doing the opposite, and he's taking you far to the west of the city, and we're going to end up going past the dock ward and whatnot. On our feet, it's probably going to take us hours, like 6 or 7 hours to
A
get
mile
over.
would have taken us like
I am
30
going
minutes.
absurdly out of our way.
I didn't sleep much last night, man. Can we curry this up? I thought you said it was a mile away, dude. Where am I going?
Yeah, you guys can call me out at any point, and he'll kind of be like, "Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what."
You are getting the heavier and heavier sense of foreboding. Almost like Kester's right behind you watching you.
Yeah, I really don't like that
I
feeling.
want to go home, but please don't lie to me.
Not go home? Why would I not want to go home? I want to go home. I would love to go home right now. That sounds great. Let's go
Almost as
home.
if he found you out here in this ward and not at home first. You might get in trouble.
Bad dog, go home.
So
We can go to the church at any time. It sounds like we might be here for a few days.
I mean, are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, if you're so okay, Leah, let's go back to the trade. Yeah, let's go to the trades ward. That sounds great. Let's go there.
So
He's
you're
gonna go
heading
there.
you're heading back home.
He's gonna actually go there this time. Yes.
Okay. So as Rin leads you guys up to Kester's Collectibles. Sorry, that's what it is now.
Perfect. I'll take it. Thanks.
You
like it.
see in the window, there's a little miniature. It's almost like doll type miniature. It's an open field, and there is a blue dragon and a ballista
That's really
in the
funny.
miniature.
I wonder why that would be there. It's really strange.
There's some
Anybody
other
wanna go in
knickknacks.
first?
It's in the window, so we see it.
It's in
Is
the
it like a
window.
Really
Like a
fucking
Playmobil?
ironic.
It's
fucking
a little like Playmobil, little toy
dragon.
that's been made.
Lego setup?
Yep.
Huh. It's convenient.
How did he know that? Can't
He's
be
really
the
smart.
win-
Does anybody want to go in first? Does that? I mean,
Sure. I'll grab Rin by the back of the shirt and shove him in.
fuck.
It's like, yeah.
I'm gonna go in behind them to make sure that he can't dart out.
I'm gonna continue to walk forward so that he can't back up. I'm just like take up the entire doorway, wider than usual. So
And
it's
it's like,
a wall moving in behind you.
so Rin, as you enter in, you know that Kester usually is either behind the counter or over with the herbs, smelling or mixing some concoction, something like that. You kind of expect him to be leaning on the counter and giving you a scowl as he comes in. But you two come in and you see this older wood elf. He is standing up very straight behind the counter, and he has a very serious expression on his face, very glum. There's a mild hint of disappointment. Rin, you've known him long enough to know that he expected to have a little whimsical tattle when you came home, but something has occurred since
Okay.
he
I thought
made
you'd
that
have a beard.
miniature. He kind of straightens up a little bit and he looks at you, but you see that he doesn't respond, and instead he looks across the shop to the table in the corner that has been set up, and there is a dark elf sitting at the table.
Hello.
It's about 10 minutes early, but I think this feels like a very good place to end the episode.
Okay.
Before we end, Sriracha says, "Are you Chester?" to the dark elf.
No, that's Uncle Fester.
Yeah. That's someone else. That's someone else completely. Don't worry about him.
Okay.
I still asked. All right.
So
Fun session, guys.
no. So for the sake of setting that last scene, Rin walked in incredibly nervous, and as soon as he saw the demeanor of Kester, and then glanced over to our visitor in the shop, there was just sort of this wave of like complete stillness over him. He suddenly overcame all of that jitteriness that he was just experiencing, and then just kind of went silent. And that's where we leave it. I guess.
That's where we're gonna leave it.
That's-
So I'm gonna make you sit on that for 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
really fun.
It is 2 weeks, isn't it?
Oh, it's a week. It's only a week.
It was a week. Oh,
That's
okay.
right. Yeah, we're
Good
not
to be
on
back.
After
We're
that,
not
that's
on.
right.
Yep. Thank God,
Uh,
right?
Yeah, no.
Maybe. We're gonna leave
uh,
off on a worse cliffhanger now.
If we're able to, just since it's the end of the session, I'm just gonna shoot a quick sending to Gorik. I'm just gonna say, hey, hope your journey went well. Meet us in Waterdeep, please.
We're gonna say you did that before
that'll
you
be-
went in the door.
That'll be where it ends. Yeah.
All right, sign offs.
I am Austin or Doomfish on Twitch, and now I'm streaming again. You
That's
can
right.
find me at the link that I just posted in chat.
Oh my goodness.
Look at him go.
He just went and did it.
I'll be streaming Monday, maybe, but Tuesday definitely. You should come out and watch. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Roland, catch me at Rider Roadbook on all the social medias. Again, going to be at TwitchCon with Katie Sue, playing the D&D most days except for one day, probably Sunday or something. I don't know yet. But if you go into the D&D room, I'll probably be there. If you see me, come say hey and snag me for a game if I'm not playing a game. I'm gonna have a shitload of characters. I'll try to make them all for different things. I've started in on making those, yeah, my favorite now that I've got is a half-orc dual wielding monster hunter fighter.
Yeah,
It's
that's
sweet
scary.
using the monster hunter Unearthed Arcana class.
Yeah,
So,
that's a lot of fun. I like
thing.
that class. That's a cool one.
It's trick. But besides that, yup.
And I'm Skylar, otherwise known as Traumatized Weekly. I don't really have any crazy links or anything to leave with you guys. I appreciate you being here and listening to my babbling as my paranoid half dark elf critter. Yeah, that was fun. I'm excited to see what goes on next week.
You're gonna love it.
I'm so excited.
Great. And as always, I am Katie Sue. Katie Sue on Twitch. Go ahead and hit that like button so you can catch us next week. Backlogs are on YouTube, so you can catch up. I need to post the last couple ones. I'm sorry, but I am writer, producer, editor, and poster? I don't know.
He doesn't let us
Dungeon
know.
Master.
So
We don't do anything.
it's all on my computer. So
Yeah.
if you
Oh.
want to come over and do it, do it. I love you for that. 'Cause I
Okay.
don't
Before you start hosting, let me get back in.
Okay.
Oh, so one more thing. In the future, we might start running like little one-shots when somebody can't make it or something like that. I'm going to be running a system. I think we're going to see how everyone feels about it, called Knave, which is a super cool system I found out about. Knave is how it's spelled. It's only 7 pages long. You can go online, download the rules, and literally 7 pages. Most of those are random rolling charts. I rolled up a character the other day with some buddies. We're going to start playing on Mondays, and it only took 15 minutes to roll up a character.
It's not bad.
It's so easy, so quick. So it's perfect for, hey, let's play a game. Everyone busts out their dice and just rolls up the characters, and you just start
Does stuff.
playing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep, super fun. Anyways, that's it.
Okay. So yeah, also Katie Sue on Instagram _IG, on Twitter _TW. It's Katie Sue _TW. I will be at TwitchCon. Hopefully I will be in full Monster Hunter cosplay. I think I'm going to start putting that behind me when we stream so you guys can check out the progression, because I'm super awful about posting progress pictures. I am just the worst. But I believe that is it. I am going to fade to the intro screen. Victor will be rejoining us next week, so Gorik will come back. It's going to be a lot of fun. He's going to find out some good stuff.
Oh yes, I think we all are.
Yes. That's it, folks. Good night.
Night, guys.